Hi yogis, welcome back to my channel for another practice. My name is Lee. Welcome if this is your first time here. Today we'll be doing a flow for our splits, and this is personally one of my favorite things to practice. I was a dancer back in my days before I discovered yoga, so it's really exciting to go from my dancer's background to more of a yoga approach of getting into your split. Like always, I like to remind you that if you have tight hamstrings or really tight hips, go ahead and have your blocks close to you in case you decide on using them. Before we get started with today's practice, I would like to invite you and remind you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, or leave a comment. It helps me out more than you can imagine. If you'd like to support this channel further, make sure to check out the description down below where I have my Patreon linked and a bunch of other discounts for you to enjoy. We're gonna get started right away standing at the top of our mat. So when you're ready, find your way there into a mountain pose. Draw your shoulders back, hands beside the body, stand up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, gaze towards the hands. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your waist, keep a straight, long spine. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward in front of you. Exhale, step it back, high to low plank, chaturanga. We're gonna move relatively quickly, upward facing dog, gaze forward, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog, 2 breaths. We're gonna move quickly to warm up the body. Now we've been moving rather slow throughout our last practices, but today's gonna be a little different. So right away, we'll start off with some action. Inhale, gaze in between your hands. Step or jump the feet forward, halfway lift, long spine, gaze in front of you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, open your arms out wide, connect the palms at the top. Exhale, fold. We'll go for 2 more sun salutation A's. Inhale, flat back. Jump or step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, open up the heart. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Flowing consciously to the rhythm of your breath. Always breathe in and out through your nose. Gaze forward. Travel in between the hands, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold here. Inhale to standing, connect the palms. Exhale to fold, hinge at your waist. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pull back. This time we'll stay for 5 breaths. Coming into movement or stillness. Using these 5 breaths to make any movement that feels good for you right now. Find stillness through the entire body. Gaze forward. Take a big step with your left foot. Pull it in between your hands. Right foot steps forward just a bit until you can straighten out both legs here. Inhale, flat back. Find a long spine all the way to the base of your skull. Exhale, fold over your left leg. If you have to keep a slight bend in that front knee, that's absolutely okay. Eventually, we'll work on getting it a little straighter. We'll make this pose active, activating through your quads, through your feet. And picture that left hip pulling back as that right hip aligns with it into a straight line going across. One more breath. Inhale, flat back. Bring your hands towards your hips, root through your feet. Inhale, rise to a standing position. Let's turn all 10 toes to the side of the room, wide-legged stance. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, take up space, connect your palms. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands down in line with your feet. Pull the crown of your head down as you fold. Pull downwards as if to connect the base crown of your head to the mat. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward, straight spine. Hands towards your hips and rise all the way up. Beautiful. We'll turn the toes out here. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, goddess pose, cactus, your arms bend, your knees, hips open up nice and wide. And then we'll start swaying side to side, always staying active. Activating up the glutes and the quads, press through the toes, maybe go lower with each sway. Stay here, 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Come to standing, shake the hips out. Turn all 10 toes to the back of your mat this time. Wide stance, fold, halfway lift. Exhale. Drape over your right leg this time. Pull that right hip back as to align it in a straight line with the left hip. Staying active through your quads. In each inhale, lengthening the spine, and in each exhale, folding over a little deeper. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Slide that left foot back all the way until your knee reaches the ground into a low lunge. Front knee is in line with your bottom heel. We're going to interlace the hands, gaze forward, root your pelvis to the ground. Feel the stretch in your groin. Activate and push through the top of that back foot. Notice how that intensifies the feeling in your groin just a bit. Set your right hand down beside you. Left fingertips are going to reach over to the side. Opposite side, left fingertips come down or onto a block. Right fingertips reach over. Exhale, set your hands down by the feet. Moving slowly, either through ninja or through whatever else you want, maybe a wide-legged stance. Start flowing back to the front of your mat, coming into a low lunge. Left knee bent, right leg is straight. Interlace your hands, push through. Pelvis grounds down, chest lifts high. Open up through your hips, activate your right glute. Always keep length in your upper body. Don't allow your body to collapse. Left fingertips go down to the side. Right fingertips reach up and over. Right hand down, either to a block or your mat. Left fingertips up and over. Notice if that left knee is caving in, keep it straight. Exhale, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes in, knee off the ground. Step it back, chaturanga. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Pelvis turns up towards the sky. Notice how that changes and shifts the stretch. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your shoulders forward. Inhale, 3-legged dog, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. One more time. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot down. Left foot steps slightly forward. Straighten out the legs. Fold, pyramid pose. Gaze forward, and we're gonna sway onto that right foot as that left foot lifts up high, standing splits. Keep that left leg straight up, or maybe take some pulses here. Using your balance, take the left foot and step back wide, low lunge. We'll walk the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Hands come inside, and we're taking an active grasshopper. So that back knee is gonna stay lifted off of the ground, and we're swaying front and back. Stay up on the hands or lower down onto the forearms. Again, keeping it active, knee lifted off the ground, either holding or swaying front and back. If you're on the forearms, press up through your hands, and we're gonna move that left foot towards the left wrist and lower down into a pigeon pose. Back leg is straight behind you. Fold forward onto the forearms, or maybe all the way down, flattening the chest down. Again, we're keeping this pigeon pose active. So tuck the toes in, lift the knee off the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale, knee off the ground. Exhale, lower. 8 more times, deepening the stretch with each pulse. 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't remember if I said 8 or 10, so we're going for 10. 9 and 10. Knee down, point the toes back. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Using the strength of your arms and the strength of your core, we're bringing that right leg back. Point the toes up towards the ceiling, gaze high. Make circles with the right leg. Round your shoulders as much as you can so you have space to step your right foot back forward into that low lunge. Foot is in between the hands. Exhale, hips go back, Flex your right foot, half splits, and we're draping over the right leg. Just like in that pyramid pose, picture your right glutes pulling back, aligning with your left hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift slightly. Exhale, fold. If you need to use the blocks here, use them on either side of your hands and adjust as needed. Use the different levels to your advantage. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, shift the hips forward, low lunge. It's okay here, probably one of the only times that your ankle is not directly underneath your knee, because we're working on opening up the hips here. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, stretch back, straighten out the leg, half splits. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, half splits. Last time. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, stretch back. Beautiful, half lift. We're going into monkey pose, full splits pose. So I'm quite flexible. I've been doing this for some time. I don't need the blocks, but I will show you, if you need blocks, how you can use them here. So option 1 is to use them underneath your hands and slowly slide into your splits, monkey pose. As you can see here, it allows you to stay slightly lifted in more of a half split position. Option 1. Option 2 would be to grab one block and place it underneath your right glute for some height here. So whatever you choose to do, whether that's use your blocks or not, will be there for about 8 breaths. And we want to work on squaring out the hips. So what I mean by that is your hip points, go ahead and locate them and make sure they're not opening out to the side of your mat. You want them to square out and face the front. If you're in your splits, if you feel confident in it and nothing is hurting you, you can fold over your right leg. Breathe deeply, go easy on yourself. This isn't a one-time thing. It's okay if you don't get it today. You have tomorrow and the day after to practice this. Now you have all the tools, you know all the stretches you can do to get into it. So take it day by day. Don't get discouraged. I'll take 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Wherever you're at, start to slide your right heel back into that half split. And then move forward, low lunge. Step the right foot back, high to low plank, chaturanga. Move slowly. The right side is incredibly warmed up right now versus the left. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths when you arrive. Three-legged dog to crunch on the left side. Inhale, left leg sweeps up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Press the shoulders away. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift back. Exhale, crunch forward. Step the left foot down, right foot steps slightly forward, straighten out both legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over the left knee, pyramid pose. Activate the quads, activate the feet. Inhale, half lift. We're gonna lift that right leg up and high, standing splits, balancing on your left foot. Again, holding here or pulsing that right leg up about 5 times. Hold. Use your balance. Step that right foot back and wide. Active grasshopper. Left hand is gonna come in, foot to the outside. Keep that knee lifted and sway front and back. Lower down to the forearms or stay propped up onto your hands. Again, swaying forward and backwards. Opening up through the hips, warming up the groin. Grasshopper, you're basically almost halfway into a split. So this is a good pose to kind of gauge how it's gonna feel, if you're gonna be able to come into it today, how tight your hips are feeling. All right, if you're on the forearms, come up onto the hands. Bring that left foot towards your right wrist. Slide that right leg back. Pigeon pose. Fold forward onto the forearms or flatten yourself all the way out. Keeping this pigeon pose active, it's gonna get us deeper into the pose. Tuck the toes in, lift the knee off the ground. Exhale, lower down. We're going for 8 times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Keep going. 6 more. 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes back. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Lift back onto the hands, slide the left foot back. We're balancing on the right knee. Point the toes up towards the ceiling, gaze forward. Make circles with the left hip. Round your spine, protract your shoulders as much as you need to allow space for that left foot to step forward, low lunge. Exhale. Swing the hips back, straighten out the left leg. Fold over your left leg, half splits. Pull your left hip back as the right hip aligns. So my left side is my least flexible side. You'll see that I'll probably need blocks here. And there's no shame in that. That's absolutely okay. Rarely do we see a body that is super, super balanced, but we try. Inhale, sway the hips forward. Exhale, go back, fold over. Inhale. Exhale, press back. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Half splits. Halfway lift. Slide into your monkey pose splits if you have it. If not, go ahead and grab your blocks and we will practice sliding into it. We're holding for 8 to 10 breaths, wherever you're at. Keep breathing. I know it's easier to hold our breath intense when a pose is hard. I do it. But keep reminding yourself to allow the breath to flow. Don't block it. If you're in your full split, go ahead and fold over your left leg. Slowly start lifting. Slide your left heel back. Half splits. Sway the hips forward, low lunge, frame the front foot. We'll step it back. Slowly move through your chaturanga vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower the knees to the ground, coming into a tadpole, also known as a wide-legged child's pose. So we'll bring the knees out as wide as they can go, maybe as wide as the mat. Toes are touching, and drape forward, forehead to the ground. Stretch the fingertips long in front of you. You'll be here for 5 more breaths. If you choose to move into a frog pose, go ahead and do so. We'll start to find our way back into a downward facing dog. Straighten out the legs. Find stillness. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. We're gonna step that left foot out to the side, fallen star. Right hand reaches back. And then lower the hips all the way down. Face the hips forward. Into a straddle. Open up as wide as you can. Pull the pelvis forward. Flex your feet. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, start to tilt forward into a fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Start to rise. We're going to work on strengthening the legs here. So we'll slightly turn the torso over to that right leg. Place the fingertips down, point the toes, and we're going to try to do some leg raises here. So we'll go for 5. Inhale, lift the heel off the ground. Exhale, lower. Ooh, I underestimated how hard those were. Okay, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. We're going to turn the hands so they face the front of the mat and slowly make our way back. Downward facing dog. Paddle it up. Opposite side. I don't think I'll have space, but if you do, go for it. right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, cross it under, fallen star. Left hand back. Lower the hips down, straddle. Pull yourself forward, nice and wide. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bounce up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Turn the torso over to the left leg. Point the toes. And we're going to lift the leg 5 times. Or try to. We'll lift for 1. Lower. Lift for 2. Lower. Lift 3. Lower. So I'm kind of compensating by pulling myself back. Try not to do that if you can. 2 more lifts. Awesome. Bring your hands back to the front of the mat and bring yourself into downward facing dog. 2 breaths in movement. Bend the knees, walk your dog. Find stillness and jump or step through in between the hands. Extend the legs out and lower yourself down all the way to the ground. Knees come into the chest, rock side to side. We'll take a happy baby, knees wide, feet to the ceiling. Make it active, sway side to side. Actively push your feet down as to draw your knees into the floor. We'll bring the knees back in. With your right hand, guide both knees over to the right side as your left arm extends into a twist. Gaze forward, gaze up, or gaze towards your left hand. Open up the shoulder. Feel your breath coming from your belly. We'll draw the knees into center. With the left hand, guide your knees over to the left side. Extend your right arm long. Slowly move back onto a flat spine. Hug the knees into the chest. And extend your legs long. Take up space. Shavasana. Allow the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Slightly tuck the chin in. Close the eyes if they aren't already. And I invite you to stay for as long as you need to. Allow your body to become heavy. You are safe in this space. You are loved. You are cared for in many more ways than you know.